Time for another tier, everyone. I love making these videos. Anyway, today we are going to grade every major GTA 5 character based on how intelligent they are. Also, I'm not going to cover all 3 protagonists because I already did in my GTA protagonist video. You can check that out. Alright, let's start. First is Amanda, one of the most annoying characters in the game. She doesn't have any purpose in her life besides yoga and shopping, and sometimes shoplifting. Crazy. How can you shoplift while living in a mansion? I'm going to place her in an average tier. There was no sign of intelligence. Alright, now we have Steve Henchman. I don't remember his name, but this guy was cold, like a straight out of Mission Impossible movie. But still, he remains a side character, mainly from what we have seen. Somewhat intelligent is my pick, Ashley. Okay, this is a no-brainer. It takes a great deal of thinking to destroy your and your boyfriend's lives. If she had a decent brain, Johnny might have been alive. Dumb tier, Brad. I can't judge him by the 4 minutes of screen time, but he was overall a clueless dude, like Overwatch players. Brad is going to the average tier, I guess. Chef. Remember this guy from Trevor's missions? Now, keeping moral code aside, we have to accept that this guy must be smart because he was the backbone of $1 million business. Intelligent tier, Chang translator. What a surprise. Another guy we get introduced to in Trevor's mission. He looked like a saint compared to the guy he was working for. I mean, Mandarin has got to be the hardest language in the world. He needs that intelligent tier. Chop. He was too overpowered for a dog. You have to admit that. Straight up genius tier. No question. Now we have D literal D. He doesn't appear much in the game, but from what we have seen, he is just an average hood guy. I really don't like his character, unlike other ones in the Franklin story. Average tier, Dave. Okay, Dave was a decent guy and not a straight up a-hole. He kind of planned Michael's entire story arc, and you need tier just for that, Debra, one of Trevor's victims. She had your average working class short-tempered energy, but she failed to realize who she was dealing with, and we all know what happened next. Average tier, Dennis. Unironically, very funny character. I'm going to drop her to the dumb tier because that's what her entire personality is. Devin Weston, billionaire businessman and the final villain. He has it all. I mean, he was running a giant business empire and pulling strings all over the place. You need to have a brain for that. He isn't as memorable as other GTA villains like Big Smoke, but nonetheless, he was smart and almost won until he decided to mess up with the main characters, and plot armor always bails the protagonist out. Still, for the tier list, I'm going with the genius tier. He deserves it, Elwood O'Neill. He's not a major character, and I'm sure half of you don't even remember him, or at least his name. And that is fine because he barely makes any appearance. Average tier. Alright, next up is Fabian. Overall, he was just a yoga teacher, but damn, he was annoying. I kind of enjoyed the beating he got. Now for his character, again, he is just a yoga teacher. I don't think he deserves anything more than an average tier. Ferdinand. Remember this guy who was tortured? Yes, he is him. He gets messed up in a situation for no reason. Average tier. Floyd is next. I mean, you have to feel bad for him. He was just too dumb to do anything, always getting bossy and tossing around. I hate to say it, but his place is reserved for dumb tiers, doctor or therapist. Believe it or not, this guy was a straight-up genius. I mean, he ripped Michael off. I stole $1,000 from him for doing absolutely nothing. He literally made his life miserable with so-called therapy. He needs to go to genius therapy. I mean tier. J. Norris, the two faces of the GTA world. Okay, that was a sick joke. But besides that, he was a smart guy. He was involved in shady stuff and people hated him. But that just adds more evidence of his brilliance. I'm going to place him in the intelligent tier. Jimmy. Dumb tier, no doubt. Lamar. Alright, Lamar was not book smart, but you sure can bet that Lamar was street smart. He helped, frankly, navigate all the stuff they went through. And you have to love his character. He got the humor, he got the writing skills. I'm going to place him in a somewhat intelligent tier. Lazlo. Remember this pervert TV host from that Trevor mission? You know, another case of low screen time, average tier. I don't think anyone will doubt that Lester was a genius. He planned almost all the major things in the game. He could literally plan to overthrow a literal government if he wanted to. So I don't think anything less than genius would be justified. And I can even say that he is a solid contender for the most intelligent character in all GTA games combined. There can be more characters, but I think he makes a solid case. So I'm going to place him in the genius tier. Next up is Madrazo. Madrazo, you know about that criminal Mafia person. No, he was no genius, no intelligent. So I'm going to place him in the somewhat intelligent tier because you clearly need brains to run the business. And he had Michael on his feet. You've got to admit that. Bossing around? Protagonist? No, that's some epic level thing. So yeah, I'm going to place him in the somewhat intelligent tier. Molly. Just like you all, I hated her with all my will, but you gotta feel bad for what happened to her man. But hey, that's what makes GTA GTA. Before her dramatic demise, she was intelligent and evil. You know, your average random smart character? Patricia. She had a decent role in the story. I'm not going to lie. I didn't spend much time studying her character, but from my multiple story playthrough, I'm going to give her an average rating. Wow, how surprising. Rocco. GTA 4 characters make appearances in GTA 5. Nobody asked for him, though. He is just another dumb, low-tier mob thinking he is tough. He is going to be dumber. Ron. Trevor's right-hand man. I loved his character, and you can for sure expect that he is knowledgeable. He knew about Johnny's past and told Trevor everything. He helped Trevor a lot, considering that Trevor is psycho. Intelligent tier would be justice for him. Simeon. Your average California car salesman, aka scammer. He was smart, but overconfident too. I mean, don't try to mess around with Michael DeSanta, bro. I'm going to give him the somewhat intelligent tier. Solomon, good guy, helped the protagonist around. If you know what I mean, somewhat intelligent tier. Steve. This guy was cold and didn't flinch at all. He had his brain running around all the time because he was in serious competition. He literally managed so many things at once. I'm going to give him a genius tier. You might hate his character, but you can't deny this. Tanisha. People don't even remember her character as much as they remember Lamar's roast. But they ignore Franklin. She deserves a dumb tier. Chang. Another boring character, Rockstar, tried to make him look tough and smart. Toughness can be debatable, but not intelligence. He is strictly average. Tracy. She belongs in the dumb tier, always getting into trouble and having Michael bail out. The classic DeSanta family move. Wade. Another dumb character, but hey, at least he was useful. A little bit, at least. I'm going to give him average tier. Wei Chang. Remember this guy? No doubt this guy is going to the bottom tier. So this was my tier list for a GTA 5 character's intelligence. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section and then hit the subscribe button. Trust me, you will not regret that.